Okay, so today I'm going to take this old fender from a trailer. It's steel, so it's heavy duty. And then I'm going to take this threaded rod and I'm going to make this into a spare tire carrier on this trailer. So here we go. Alright, so I have set the fender on the rod. I've cut the rod. I put a tire in there to weight it down and set it accurately. I made chalk marks on the fender, and the rod is going to get welded to the fender and then inserted back on and bolted. So yeah, you can see the chalk lines now, and that's where that's all going to get welded on. Okay, so the rods are welded on. I've got this bracket here that I've marked, and I'm going to trim back a bit and then weld that onto here as a brace against the trailer. And I've brushed out most of the rust so far. Alright, I've got that welded on there, and in behind I'm putting a piece of rubber that I cut off an old tire sidewall just as a cushion. Alright, I've taken this 16-inch piece of 1-inch square stock and welded the remainder of the threaded rod onto there, and that is going to go. That's going to sit right in there. It's just going to sit against there, and then it's going to come through the center of the wheel and tighten on with a nut on this side. Alright, so I've given this a coat of primer, and this one I've painted blue, and I'll paint the inside. Well, I got the inside of this primed too, but I'll give the outside a shot of blue as well. Okay, I've got this painted now, and I'm just going to leave it to cure overnight, and we'll finish this up tomorrow. Okay, well, now you can see I've mounted it onto the trailer. I painted it blue to match, as best as matching old paint with new paint goes. Anyways, I've got it nutted on both sides of each of these trailer frame members, and then double nutted on the end. So the jam nut will hold it tight there, and the rest of these hold it tight and give it some adjustability, because when you put the tire in here, depending on the size of the tire, you might need to move it out a little bit to have some clearance here. So anyway, I'll put the tire in now and show you how it works. Alright, so I set a tire in there. This won't be the one that I'll use as a spare. This tire is no good, but anyway, tire just sits in there like that. And you can see, you might need to make some adjustment room depending on the width of the tire there with those nuts at the bottom. And on the other side here, I've got this bar stock that I made, this square stock, and I put a tin can on there as a spacer. That was easy. And I just put some of this pipe wrap insulation stuff on here so that the steel doesn't rub too hard against the aluminum here, because this is going to sit in here. Put that through there like that, and that tin can sits on there just like that, and then this sits against there, like that. And then on the other side, we'll show you. Okay, so when you just pull that through to the other side here, put this plate on here to hold it. Then I made this little handle here, welded a nut onto a piece of metal as a washer and put a handle on here. And that will turn on here and snug it up. And so yeah, when you're done, you've got this snugged up. Little plate here, and over on the other side. This is all sitting nice against the trailer frame. It's spaced and gapped with that tin can. And there you go. That's how you make a spare tire carrier from stuff you got laying around. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you want, and I'll see you again next time. Bye. You know, liking and subscribing really helps a small channel, so thank you so much.